Right, here we are. This is just a mock-up, so don't get your knickers in a twist. And these will be flipped and from the other side. So I'm going to put a piece here, a bend in it, to tuck underneath the AC unit. Then there will be this piece here, which will fill in the gap. Don't know, I'll probably cover this in vinyl. Then this piece here will be welded onto, actually, looking at that, that will probably be up there, in all honesty. That will probably be there. Yes, in fact, that will be there. And then these pieces down the side, I might be able to move them up to there. Hang on, this is a work in progress, guys. So, you know, I'm doing it live for you fuckers. And if you don't like it, well, you can shove it up your ass. So I'm thinking, that's probably how it's going to be. So what I need to do now is make this piece of metal, I mean, I've got the metal there, I'm going to cut it. Razor, cut. Sorry, I keep pythoning. It's a filthy habit, I know, but it keeps me through the day. Yeah. So that's where I think, and I will work on it. So what I need to do now for my plan is to cut that across there, bend there. Do I need to bend there? Think. Yes, I do need to bend there because I want some strength in it. So I'm going to bend there. I'll probably cut this off at, let's say an inch, both sides, there and there. And whilst you're sitting there screaming, oh, you're doing it in cardboard, shove it up your ass. I'm not doing it in cardboard. This is a little more complex than a piece of fucking cardboard because I'm utilizing other pieces. So, and I want to have a piece to tuck underneath, so I'm going to give myself what's up, Doc? I'm going to give myself an inch border all around. I can always cut it off. I can't put it, well, I can put it back on, but I don't want to. So I'm going to give myself an inch here, an inch here. Oops, sorry, you can't see that. An inch across here, an inch here. Now, I will probably end up having to cut out a fair piece of this, but maybe, I don't know yet, I would just need to cut it there and use that inch. Why do I need that? Why do I need it? I don't. All I need is to be able to weld to there, so I don't need the inch in here, and I don't need the inch down here. But I may, hang on, I may want to do a little piece here so I can tuck it under. I'm going to do it. I'm going to leave myself, I'm going to cut there, and I'll work it. That's the only way to do it. That's the sensible way to do it, is to run it across here and then cut off what I don't need. Right, so let's mark it up and cut it out. Right, I've marked this out now many times. Got my basic size that I need from this piece of steel. Yes, it looks like shit, but don't worry, before I do final stuff, it will be sandblasted and probably powder coated and then treated with rust, stuff. I have this lovely little air scissor. Now, it does require a little bit of attention, and you have to bear in mind that when you cut, you're going to lose the piece in the middle. But let's see how it goes. I do like it. I've used it many times, sometimes successfully. It will be a lot of noise, so I'll mute it when I when this piece hits. First of all, you got to make sure you get it lined up. Sometimes it gets stuck. Right, so you can see what it does. That's the piece you lose. Yeah, it got stuck a bit then, so I went kind of off. Let's give it another go, shall we? See if I can do a better job this time without sticking. Maybe it could be that the blades are now worn out on this, which wouldn't be a surprise. Whew. Not the easiest of tools to use. Not quite sure why it doesn't want to play. When it works, it's really good. Especially if you have a limb to spare. Woo! Right. Okay, that was a terrible cut, but that doesn't matter. That's the point. It doesn't matter with what I'm doing. Now, for more controlled cutting, I'll be using my very old tool. You know, the one I use on the wife. Let me show you my old tool. Don't get excited. Okay, and those of you that have watched my channel, you've seen this before. I think it's made by Gilby or Gilbert or Gilboy. Unfortunately, the name is kind of obliterated. They're really fucking old, but boy are they good. So, where have I got to cut next? It would appear I need to make a cut here and a cut here, because I've got to bend that back, and I don't want to bend that as with it. Now, well, in fact, let's just demonstrate doing that. And I'm using these as opposed to the air tool because I don't want to lose any material. Precise cut. I have no clue how old these things are, but by God they work. Okay, so now what I need to do is bend this piece back past 45 degrees. So what else have I got to do cut wise on Give me a moment. I'm doing this as I go, so you know, you can sit there and fucking laugh your head off. I don't care. So that's going to fold back. That's going to drop down. I will need if I cut that there and fold that back, what's the point? Why would I need to do that? Ah, yes, I will need to do that because with this bent back, then I'm going to have a line here and I don't want that piece sticking up. I want to be able to bend that back as well. Okay, as I said, this is a suck it and see project, guys. It will work out in the end. Good or bad, it will be there. And I will make it fucking work. You can put money on that. Right. So now, this is going to bend back. That is going to bend back. But I need it cut. Because I'm going to put a bend in here. And a bend in here. To bring those pieces around. And then I will lap either piece underneath or on top of that piece there. Then I've lost my marks here, so I'm going to have to redo those because that's coming down and I need to put that base piece in there. I think what I'm going to do, hang on a second. What am I going to do, Gary? Think about it. This piece is going to need to be there, which means these pieces need to be able to continue down straight-ish because they will be going on here at approximately that position. Right, I think I need to pull a line in here to, let's say, 1/2 inch, but it'll be bending on that line. So I'm going to cut up there, and the same there. Hey, if it's wrong, I get another piece of metal. Okay, good. Could I have done this in cardboard? Yeah, probably. But this is such a fucked up modification that I really don't think cardboard would have done it justice. Sorry. And those of you that are screaming, oh, you should have done it in cardboard now, well, you can go fuck yourselves. So I'm going to do, no, that's got to go there. Do I need to take the cut up to there? Think. I think I do. A Dithothinkosaurus. A blind dinosaur. A Dithothinkosaurus. If I take it up to there, what does that do for me? I've got this bent round. So why do I need to cut it up to there? Because you can scream at the screen. I can't hear you, unfortunately, because you may see what I'm thinking. If I cut it up to there, that's where that baseline's going. Think. Got that piece in there. Yes, it's on the other side. So no, I don't need to cut it there because I'm going to be welding up to it. I will probably have to remove, in fact I'm pretty sure I've got to remove that section, but that'll have to be done afterwards. Whoa. Okay, so I'm... Hang on. Oh, I've got a bend line there. Maybe that bend line should be like that. Yeah, that's where that bend line should be. Which means I don't need any of this. So I can cut up to that line there, and then get a grinder along there and remove that piece. And I'll have to remove more so that I can weld to this, or I could do an overlap weld. We'll see. All right. So, he cried in unison. Yeah, cut up to that line. Hey, I hope you guys are enjoying this fun and seeing how a fucking rank amateur does metalwork. Let's mark that a little further. Give me some idea of what the fuck I'm doing. See, this isn't that important. It worked. Take it a gnat's cock further. Right, so now I'll cut that section out. With that section cut out, then I know I'm going to put this in here. Alright, so I need to cut that out first because I'm getting to a point where it's awkward to manipulate. I've also got to bend that back. To do that, and I'm going to bend that. If I bend that first, no, I've got to bend that right to that corner there and to that corner there. Right, let me get on and do that. That's going to be a little tricky. Yeah, mock-up time. Right, so I have the angle piece in here that I'm going to need to attach to the center console. I have the positions of the two controls, and looking at it, I'm not happy with it. That one's got more of an angle than that one, and in fact they're both angled at the hang oh, that's okay. All right, so I just need to make those I want to make them 90 degrees. So, you know, I just... And those I'm going to... I have two choices here, don't I? One is to try and cut these in. Two is to try and make that slot. Which means I couldn't make it as neat as it currently is. So if I just cut and shut and weld, the slot will be a lot neater. Now, nobody's going to see it, of course, but I'm thinking just a couple of welds and I can forget about it. The same as this here. I'm going to weld it along the back. I mean, there is really no need for me to do anything more than that. So I'm just going to weld it along the back and say thank you very much for the Aintree iron. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Who sung that? Ho, ho, ho. Got you on that one, haven't I, hey? Who sung that? Ooh, a relation to Paul McCartney was in the group. That'll give you some thought. Right, let's make a decision and come back and show you what I decided. Okay, so stage one. This piece is just kind of resting here. It will be leveled up. Center console will come up here and also fixed to the same point there. Now what I'm going to do is cut these out and weld in the new pieces for the controls. Then what I'm going to have to do is extend across to here somehow, or do I come straight down? I haven't quite decided yet. If I come down at an angle, then that's going to take up a lot of room. Whereas if I... But I've got to get to... This is plastic, or fiberglass, whatever you want to call the fucking shit. I've got to get to metal, because I want it fixed. And I don't want it fixed to this, because this must be able to come out separately. So I've got to fix it to here, and by fixing it I mean like a bolt or a geez, what the hell are they called, Gary? You know, those God, I can't think of the name of the fixing now. I'll put it underneath. I'm not going to think of it. I'll put it underneath. One there, one the other side. That then should be good for this piece, which will then blast it, powder coat it, then cover it in vinyl, ready to be installed. It's going to be a few more days yet. Yes. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can show you something else that's pretty fucking good. Yeah, underneath panel that I did. Not so bad, huh? For a wank amateur. Oh, and that piece of material you see hanging there is going to cover this here. I've decided I will cover this. And it's just an offcut that I've got. And I'll just stick it up there so that it'll look a lot neater, won't it? Yeah. Right. Now what I got to do is fix these. I did consider fitting them on top, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Yeah, it makes it easier, but I still got to cut it out at the back then, haven't I? So I think what I'm going to do is just mark this, cut it out, weld these pieces in. I can weld them in from the back and make it reasonably neat. Prior to putting vinyl on here, I will cover this in a very thin layer of sponge, felt, whatever you want to call it, just to neaten it up. So now let's mark these and get them welded into position. Okay, slowly but surely, we're getting there. I'm going to do this over a number of days, I think. Give you guys something to look at. Also, so that I can get some, what's the word? Views. It gives me little bits of cents, a few cents on each video. Particularly if you guys could give it the thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever, make a comment. It doesn't really matter as long as there's some kind of interaction with the video, then that helps me, which means I can then continue to do this. No, I don't do this for money, but it does help. So this is now as far as I'm going to go on this piece with these. Next, I want to put it in and try and make up the pieces that are going to go down here to link up to the side of the transmission tunnel. Now, I will start off with a right angle and then probably pare down to a point. I think that'll look neat. And what's B? No, it's not one of those yellow and black things that fly around. It'll give it strength, I think. So, there you go. That's it for today. Short video again, yes. Oh, well, never mind. We're getting there. I couldn't really have done this with cardboard. There's just because I'm keying in pieces and modifying, etc., etc., etc. Once I've got the shape right, and then I'll blast it, powder coat it. I'm not going to worry about this. You see these little gaps, and there's little gaps here too. Yeah, I could fuck around and try welding them, and I may do some of them, but I'm probably going to give it a skim of some kind of filler before I cover this in foam and then vinyl. I mean, you're never going to see the bloody thing. This is just my, my fuck up. A little dibby dibby dubba 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 dubba. I may have to, in fact, I will have to grind them off a little bit just to get the plate to fit on nicely on the back. So that's something else I will have to do, because these plates need a level surface. So I'm going to have to grind this off. That's the next job. Make sure everything fits. Right. Get in the garage, go do some shit,